You guys know the routine. You cut, you get all the tiddly bits off the end of it, and you light it up.
All right, welcome to another episode of Ash to Ash. I'm Andrew Postel, one of your hosts. My other host is Eric Daniels. So, Eric, we're going to start off every episode from here on out with what cigar do you have today? Talk about
Hey
here. What you got?
guys, thank you for the intro. This is Alec Bradley's Tempest Maduro. Guys, this one's special. I can't wait to tell you more about it. What cut did you use today?
I, I'm a punch guy through and through. Every
I
time
am
I
too.
use the punch. Yep.
I'm so with you. I just can't find mine right now.
Oh, that's why I
So,
think this kind of throwaway lighter. It's usually $15 to $18, and it has a little punch on the end of it, so I never have to worry about keeping track of it.
that's awesome. You guys know the routine. You cut, you get all the tiddly bits off the end of it, and you light it up. What do you got? Let's see what you got there. What is
Okay,
it?
so my cigar is a brick house. Brick house. See,
Oh.
my camera can focus in on it. If it can't, that's okay. There we go. So this is a Maduro cigar. This is a looser rolled cigar, so you can draw from it quite easily. And I picked the size that I can smoke in a reasonable amount of time. But this is another medium to full cigar, Brazilian wrapper. But the binder and the filler, the insides of the cigar, are all from Nicaragua. So this is one of my favorite countries that have tobacco from. If you taste this cigar, you might taste like cocoa, a subtle sweetness, but pepper throughout, earthy, peppery tastes. I can't taste everything in the cigar, but I do like the spiciness of it when we try to describe it. No, it's not like hot sauce spicy, it's tobacco spicy, like a pepper to it. And also, this particular cigar, when it came out, JC Newman created it. One of the top 25 cigars in the world. When they created it, it's consistently rated one of the top cigars, over 90 on the 100-point scale, always over a 90. It's a really great cigar.
I probably have 20 of those in my stash. I love those. Um, JC Newman, a Tampa company. It's a good company.
Yeah. And just as a reminder for everybody who watches it, thank you for watching, of course. Nobody pays us to put these cigars in. These are from our personal stock. We buy these ourselves. These are our cigars.
What does that retail for, the one you're smoking?
8 to 10. Yeah, it's a really cost. I think I might have seen it at $12 for maybe a longer version of it or something, but it's very, very cost efficient.
Where'd you get it?
I don't know, Eric. So I keep my cigars in my humidor for probably 3 to 6 months before I even have them. So if I'm going to take a guess, I would probably have gotten it from Cigars International, but there's no guarantee to it.
Got it. Well, this one is really special for me. The Alec Bradley Tempest Maduro is called Terra Nova Robusto.
Mhm.
Um, it's a medium full. It has sweetness to it, which is interesting, right? You look at that color and you're like, oh, that's going to be super strong. No, it's a medium cigar. It's not that big a deal. We'll go into it later as to what medium means and strong and whatever the strength of the cigar is for the nicotine. But this one develops cherry and raisins. And I did some research on this. It was super cool. Now, have you ever heard of Alec Bradley's special process when they ferment this tobacco?
No, tell me.
Okay, so um, there's like a malt flavor that's in it, and some other flavors that come out um, like a caramel macchiato. I don't know, that sounds extremely specific, but it's almost desserty in some ways. And the reason that it's like that is because the process that they use is they put pulp from fruit in with the fermentation, and it actually characterizes the tobacco. It's really interesting.
That's cool. I feel like your palate is a lot more refined than mine. I just know
I
if it's stinky, I'm probably going to like it.
it's like cheese.
That's right. I want a nice
Uh,
Limburger smell. I'm just joking. There's no cigar that smells like Limburger, but if it's strong and stinky, I usually like it. And then when somebody say, "Oh, can you taste the cocoa in it?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." Now you say it, I guess that's what that is. But I just like it to be strong and powerful whenever I have it.
Well, I mean, I started this whole experience of this passion project of trying to understand what it is that people are tasting. No different than a sommelier does for wine. And I got excited when I found this one because I had often heard sweet, ripened fruit, all these things that people were saying. I was like, there's no way. Everything I've ever smoked, it tastes like an ashtray. Turns out I was smoking some pretty crappy cigars.
Yeah,
Um,
I think everybody's experience is a little different in a way because I feel like you like to experience the cigar.
yeah,
You like the cigar itself.
for
Don't get me
sure.
wrong, I like the cigar, but I do have them more for social reasons than I do for experiencing the flavors of it. The flavors are great. If you give me a terrible cigar with a bunch of friends, I love that cigar too. I'll love it.
I've got some Rocky Patels for you then.
Oh, very good. Oh, can I tell you a Drew story real quick?
Let's go.
All right, so Drew story time. All right, so in one of my farewell leaving a city parties that I would throw, I've been to many, I've moved many times, but we had it in a cigar shop. And one of my buddies said, hey, mind if I bring my friend? I'm like, sure, bring more the merrier. So his friend who was into real estate, he brought a gift for me. He said, hey, I got a gift for him. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. And he brought me like this comical, like foot long cigar. I'm like, all right, what is this? And he goes, well, look at the wrapper. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and it's white, and it has the White House on it. And he goes, that is my last Reagan White House cigar. So he had met Ronald Reagan, contributed to his campaign, and in exchange, Reagan gave him a box of these ridiculously long cigars with the White House label on it. I smoked it right then and there. You better believe I did it. That was the only thing I had that entire party. It took 4 hours to get through it. And it wasn't
Oh,
that good, man. It didn't matter. It just didn't
uh-uh.
matter. We were with friends. It was a great time. And it's a good story.
Dude, it's funny because I'm going, I've never had that, but you've been doing this for 18 years, man. Like you've had some time in grade, if you will.
Yeah, and this is part of it too, Eric. Like, there's a lot of people out there who like certain things and they don't know where to find each other. This can bind us together. There's other people. When you go to a cigar shop, there's other people there who are going to like the same thing you do. And if you strike up a conversation, you never know what kind of a friendship you could form.
So give me some, like right now, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna smoke that. There's a something called retro hail. You ever do that?
No, I just like to keep it in my mouth for as little time as I can, and then exhale it naturally. So I don't do the retrohale.
I'm learning it, but I'll be honest with you. The soft tissue membranes are way more sensitive. And basically what retrohale means for those that don't know is you take the smoke that's in your mouth and you push it through your nasal cavity out your nose. And I'm guessing there's a flavor profile that's different on the retrohale than it would be just in your mouth, out your mouth. And the first couple of times I've tried it, or I did try it, and it was like wasabi. Like my ear, my eyes welled up, and I didn't do it for a while. But lately, I've been taking Connecticut's and slowly sort of learning that process. Uh, I'm gonna be honest, my retrohale isn't as satisfying as just smoking regularly.
I have a good cigar buddy who inhales, keeps it in his mouth for about 8 seconds, and then exhales it. He's in a similar nature like you, Eric, where he likes the flavor profile of the cigar. He wants to get all the notes of it and the complexities to it. So for him, he keeps it in his mouth for about 8 seconds and then exhales it.
That's cool. Yeah, I tend to hold it longer than just a second or two. Um, by the way, guys, this cigar online is like $3. The retail is 11.25. So you can, if you go to your local shop and you find something you like and support those guys, by the way, we've said it before, we'll say it again. This is a social thing. This is not just you trying to get a discount cigar. Majority discount cigars, dude, are like crap. I had one. Look, we told you in the very beginning, if it's crap, we're going to tell you it's crap. Gurkha, crap.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those either. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to just talk smack for the ratings. We're and by the way, this is something I'm learning inside of branding classes. I'm taking branding classes online, and virality is dead. Like you just getting out into millions of people is an absolute um, worthless cause. And then if you start aiming for people, and that's what we're doing here for Ash to Ash Social, is literally aiming for the people that want to resonate with what we're talking about. And it may only be 100 people. It may only be 100,000 people. It's not going to be millions and millions of people. I did this post, I don't know, back in October, and it hit 3.1 million or something like that. I think I shared that with you a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it did wonders for the visibility of my platforms, but it did nothing in terms of the purpose of that platform was to gain more traction in business, right? So um, we aren't trying to make a buck off of this. We're trying to put the word out there that we're having a good time together, learning about other people while smoking the equalizer here, which is the cigar.
Yeah, I feel like if we went around and asked people like who here has been affected by mental health or addiction or suicide, or I bet you just about everybody would raise their hand to it, right? You're not alone out there. We use this as an excuse in a way to get together. Like if we weren't recording this, we'd be doing it anyway. So we thought we'd just have some fun and record what we're talking about already and share it with you. And if you can be a part of us, we'd love to have you. You're not alone out there. And this is just a way for us to get together. It's an excuse. So, Eric, I don't know. Maybe you help me if I'm going to a new cigar lounge and I sit down? Is there anything that you would guide me about with socializing with a cigar person next to me? Like, how do I strike up a conversation? What should we talk about? How can I actually create a friendship and a lounge?
Mm. Intellectual awareness of who you are. Um, Here, I won't lead in with that. I'm known for like just going right to the middle of the conversation. I have no context to what I'm talking about, so I'll back it up a little bit. Um, before you walk into the door, there's a lot of apprehension with that. You got a bunch of dudes, maybe one or two ladies sitting around a group of and chairs within a U, watching a football game, drinking some drinks, and you walk in the front door and they're all staring at you. And in normal circumstances, they would have this apprehension to want to say anything to you. But what I've noticed different with these guys is that when you come in to share the platform, to have an appreciation for being there to socialize with a cigar, people open up so effortlessly. And we've witnessed it here, you and I have. People that would not be sitting in the room together are now sitting together. Race, creed, color, doesn't matter, has no play in what we're talking about. So when you walk into these places, now I'm back on a context. When you walk in and you're aware that when you walk in, you're actually going to be greeted and it's going to be sincere, you can let down your guard a little bit and just relax.
And if you need a conversation starter, hey man, that smells great. Hey, what are you smoking over there? What kind of a cigar is that? They'll start talking about it. Trust
They
me.
do.
Yeah.
People are very aware of what they're smoking because it's sort of a little bit of an investment for the experience. So if I spend $15 on a cigar, you doggone right, I'm going to be paying attention to what I'm smoking. And there's going to be somebody sitting next to me going, dude, how is that? Is it worth 15 bucks?
Yeah, I like it a lot. And I want to give one piece of cigar etiquette if I'm in a public place. So if I can, never stamp out your cigar, never put it out like this. Just leave it burning there. It'll burn itself out. And that keeps it all kosher for everybody around you. If you stamp it out and smoke it out, it creates too much of a haze and it can cause some irritation to some people. So just leave it burning and take off. It's good. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, it's so putrid, that smell, if you stamp it out, it
Yeah. It
stinks.
it sounds weird. And the other piece too, like, I mean, I will do this with my dollar throwaway cigars that I smoke outside or something, but there's no reason to cut your cigar in half ever. Your cigar is created in a way that it should be evenly made to smoke the entire way through, to enjoy it all the way through. So if you cut it in half and start over and again, you might notice it doesn't taste right. It tastes a little different. So if you do like the flavor piece of it, if you don't have time to finish it, just leave it alone, let it go out, and you get a new one the next time you start. You'll have a much more enjoyable experience doing it that way.
That's a very valid point, dude. And I learned this, this past year, really diving deeper into this. I'm just now getting the wrapper to come off of this thing. There's so much glue on this wrapper. Oh my gosh. You guys are gonna be like, what is Eric doing? Look, I'm trying to pull this off and it won't. It just keeps anyways. So yeah, it's a commitment, right? Once you light up, that's your commitment to that cigar. It is not something you can come back to. I've done it. It is not as good. Granted, if you're just trying to scratch the itch for a few minutes, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you, it's probably not going to be good. I don't know. There's something to it. It's like when you pour water on old wet wood. It's stinky. It's gross.
And so, like, I have a little habit that I do whenever I have a cigar. I will take the label off eventually, pull out my wallet, and in my wallet is where I flatten my cigars. So I've got a couple business cards that I have, and then here are my labels that I
Oh,
keep in my cigar to flatten them out. And then I just keep them in a Ziploc bag in my closet. I have had some artists ask me if I had any labels because they create artwork with them.
mhm.
I've given my labels to artists to make art out of them. Or sometimes a new cigar shop might open up and they'll have one of these little drop things where you drop in your label. And I've taken my labels and dropped them all in there and they keep it up on their wall somewhere on the shelf. So if you like to save things in a weird way, like I do, you might actually find a use for them later. But I do like to keep them and save them.
Are you familiar with McAuliffe cigars?
I am. Yeah, yeah.
So McAuliffe cigars, for those that aren't in the Fort Worth area, that this is where their headquarters, I guess, is. Al McAuliffe is a guy that owns restaurants and other aerospace companies and whatnot, but he's here locally, and they started an ambassador program. And what they do is, have you ever seen if you keep the labels of the cigars, you can apply for free cigars for the future if they pull your name?
Oh, no, I've not seen that. Like the
Okay.
cereal boxes, like you collect the cereal boxes, you send them in for a shirt or something.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's so funny. I never thought about that. But I've got a stack of them. So once a week, I think, you print off the piece of paper that's on their website and you just tape them to the paper and you show it up there with the date on the paper and they put you in for a raffle for every week. And if they pull there's names I see multiple times throughout the week because see it on Facebook. And they'll come back and they'll be like, here, we're gonna mail you off 10 free cigars for the next week. And you can actually keep it going if you win each time.
I'm such a sucker for free stuff, man. I mean, I have a hat. I love this hat. It's all worn out. It's got holes in it, and Romeo and Juliet gave it to me, so I keep using it. And just to be clear, no, they didn't pay us to say that. This is just the swag we've gotten through time. So none of these things were sponsored. This is just us talking about things that we normally have.
No, absolutely right. What's so when do you start smoking in the morning?
Oh man, I do not have a cigar in the morning. I am definitely an evening or afternoon person for it. And
Okay.
I might be a
So
little weird because I do that intermittent fasting thing, but I've been doing it I mean, I think I've been doing it before it was even called intermittent fasting. So I
that's how
don't
you stay so beautiful.
oh, thanks, Maddie. But I don't even eat breakfast or drink anything until lunchtime.
Yeah.
Lunchtime is when I first partake of anything. So that might be part of the reason why I don't even have one until the afternoon.
I was thinking about it the other day. We had already done our first episode and I was like, man, I'm gonna pay attention to the places that I smoke. And the more I thought about it, I was like, man, I really enjoy location with my smoke.
Yeah.
Like this is epic. I mean, obviously in its own way, but last May I was on a transatlantic cruise and I would in the afternoon, I would go out and have a Coke or whatever and sit out on the patio on the balcony and you see the trail behind the cruise ship. And this particular cruise was like, I don't know, it was like 14, 15 days or something like that. And might have been 16. Anyways, it went from Florida to Spain and every evening right before dinner or right after dinner, I would get out there at sunset. And I was thinking, bro, like I'm never going to be able to replicate this. It was so good. It was
Yeah,
so good.
your environment absolutely helps with what I mean. It sounds weird, but yes, my environment also helps me enjoy my cigar a little bit better. So if you travel often, Eric, like how do you pack your cigars whenever you're traveling?
Oh man, that's a good question. So initially I had one of those Pelican waterproof cases that were translucent,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah, yeah.
they're really expensive. They're incredible for what we're talking about, but it would only hold maybe 7 cigars. And on a 16-day trip or a month trip or whatever you're doing that's more than a week, you couldn't really do anything with that. So for Christmas, Christy got me one of those traveling small cases, and it's
Hmm.
got a built-in little hygrometer uh, dial on it, and it also has a piece inside of it that you can hydrate that stays hydrated. It has a special gel built inside of it, and then when you get it all in there, you can layer them up with recessed little grooves to keep them separated, control, and then you can layer them up. I think I can probably put 2025 in that thing and never never worry about them.
Yeah, I think if you're extensively traveling, like a hard case helps protect your cigars. I will tell you, most of the time, whenever I'm doing it, I just have a big Ziploc bag that I put a Bovita pack in, and I do pack it in my clothing so that it's a softer area.
Yeah.
I whenever I travel, I usually don't bring my premium cigars. I'm usually taking my more cost efficient cigars in case anything happens. But nothing's ever even happened. I've never had one break, never had one spoil or anything like that. But Ziploc bag is how I do it with a little Bovita pack, which you can pick up at any store. They can control the humidity in that small little location for actually I feel like a pretty long time. As long as it's sealed, that'll keep, and you can gauge it. There's 69% humidity Bovita packs. It's BOV, Bovita. And then there's 71s and 74. So you can even control how much humidity percentage you want just with this little pack that you just slide in your Ziploc bag. That's how I usually travel.
I love that. I'm going to send a plug out to one particular business that's doing this right. There's a company called, it's out of Ohio. It's right outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. Um, Creekside Cigar Lounge. They have a lot of small batch cigars that you can order online, and you can also be a part of a monthly thing that they send to you. And dude, the ones they send you are gangster. Like they are so incredibly good. But when they send them out, they have Bovita packs or a company that does it for them with their own logos on it. And for everything you order comes hydrated. And I actually steal those and put them in my things. And occasionally, I'm not buying those all the time because they're kind of expensive, but I will say there's companies like Creekside doing it right. Um, Another thing Creekside does too that I thought was really cool is when you come into the cigar lounge, they have people waiting to greet you. They sit you down and they give you like the most top quality ice water, um, like really premier waters, and
Hmm.
it just comes with the experience. You don't pay for it. You just come in, you sit down, they give you your water in a glass, and you go to their humidor, which obviously is extensive. But talk about experience, man. We should do that locally.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice time because not everybody drinks, right? So you don't have to have an alcoholic beverage whenever you're having a cigar. Just water or anything non-alcoholic can work just fine as well. Lots of people do coffees or teas, anything like that. And a nice, cool water, yeah, that's totally fine to enjoy your cigar with. Love it.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something the acidic Coke flavor with the cigars sometimes, especially sweeter cigars. Ooh, I like it. Do you ever? I grew up in Georgia, and we used to have Coke or Pepsi and boiled peanuts. It's kind
Ball
of,
peanuts, absolutely. I know what ball peanuts are.
bro. I used to live on those things.
Yeah, man.
My fingers would be all pruny at the end of the day from the salt and the water from sucking on those things. I didn't realize how country I was until this podcast.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. In the like my family, they would grow tobacco, but you can't grow tobacco year long. So you'd rotate your crops. They're from Georgia also. So sometimes they do soybean, tobacco, peanuts. They'd rotate it in and out. And each one of those plants will draw a different nutrient out of the ground. So they would actually, and then they would plow it back into the soil. So like they might harvest the peanuts or harvest the soy, but then the plants themselves, they plow it under to give the ground the replenishment that it needed to grow the next crop.
On our last podcast, we were talking about Placencia. They do the same thing with their tobacco crop.
Yeah, you should, because that's the right way to be a steward of your land. You don't want to strip it entirely and then put a whole bunch of chemicals back in it. That doesn't make your soil any better. You can certainly grow faster if you start doing chemical stuff, but that's not what cigars are about. These are slow things. We age them. Yeah, so if they do it right, the soil will pay them back over time.
Man, shout out to South Carolina and Georgia folks. I know you guys are watching this. Thank you guys for chiming in, subscribing. I sent them a whole bunch of links last week, and I saw them starting to pop on. So this one's for you guys. Thank you. Um,
Thanks so much.
uh, who have you shared the podcast with?
Oh, I mean, I've shared it with everybody, of course. Yes.
You haven't shared with anybody.
No, of course I have. What are you talking about?
Okay, so those that don't know, I won't mention what Drew does for a living, but he's really busy right now, and it's intriguingly good for where we are in today's business market. That he's a busy guy, because that usually means the rest of the world gets busy too.
Yeah, I do have my assistant. It is on her action items to put it up in certain places, but yeah, I've got a full agenda for sure.
That's cool. What is this? This is something I wanted to ask you last time, but I didn't. What is either a company or a cigar that you're really interested in right now?
Oh, that a specific cigar or company. Well,
Mhm.
I mean, Eric, I'm going to be very partial here because I attended Florida State University, and
Right,
at Florida State University,
right.
um, a particular cigar owner went to college there. So he's a fellow alum. I see him out from time to time. We take some pictures. We talk about the football team and all the things that go with Florida State. So Padron is one that I'm always partial to because I support them because they're an alum. They're an alum of me. I love them.
Uh, I will tell you, even their baseline cigars are phenomenal.
Yeah, their cigars do get extreme. They do have some extreme prices on their cigars, but there's a reason why they're constantly rated, constantly in the top 5 cigars on the planet. It's a really good tobacco company, and it's a multi-generational. So it was the grandfather, and now the son, and now he has sons that are in it. So it's all these generations of people who manage, and it's not just the dudes. The chicks are in it too. Excuse me, women. The women's are
The
in it. Maybe we
chicks.
shouldn't even say dudes anymore, right? Sorry. The men and the women. How professional can I be?
There's so
Um,
many people.
yeah,
Um,
are managing
was
it. So I've always liked that company.
there's a couple of companies like that actually I really respect. Perdomo, people like that. But Padron, is that the one with the hammer?
Mm-mm.
Which one's with the hammer?
We'd have to Google that, I guess.
Yeah, that's off the cuff. Sorry. There's yeah. Anyways, I think the dad had a hammer. Like the government gave him like $500 grant for coming to the country, and he had a hammer that they gave him to like go do a trade, and that's how he got started in cigars. I thought it
Oh,
was Padron.
and you know what? It might be, and I just don't know it. I
Well,
don't.
I'm
I don't recollect that off the top of my head.
I'm butchering the hell out of that, but it's okay. Okay, so and that wasn't a lead-in question, by the way. I have many companies that are on my radar. Like they're not local yet. Like I can't find them locally. I have to buy them online through companies like Creekside.
Mm-hmm.
Avowed. Avowed is a new company to me. I think they've been around a little bit, but they're a small batch kind of company. They've got some new stuff that's coming out that is just, I mean, everyone that tries it that I've seen online has just absolutely been stunned with how good they are.
Cool.
And they're not $20 cigars. They're like 12 to 16, I think.
Okay. Very
Um,
good.
so I'm if I get one of those, I'm buying you one, and I mean it. Like that's one that you and I will smoke together.
The next time we're together, I have one already that I'm going to trade with you. We'll trade.
Okay. Um, what else you want to talk about today?
All right. Do you read?
I never learned how to read. Yes, I read.
All right. So, is there a particular type of mechanism that you like to read on when you have a cigar?
Oof. Um, if there's ever an opportunity to promote certain things, like I love the self-help stuff. Um, it's just emotional intelligence is something I've been working on for 10 years. Knowing that you can react or not react. It's up to you how things are going down in the world. Cigars definitely help with that regulation. There's a few books out there that I do read to repetitively, and that just happens to be on my table over here. It's called The Go Giver by Bob
Hmm.
Berg.
Mm-hmm.
I buy anytime I see them pop up on thrift books for like $2 and $3, I'll buy them, all of them, and then I hand them out to everybody that clients, partners, anybody that wants to talk about the resonating qualities of giving without expectations of reciprocity. I'm down. How about you?
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely a part of the generation that has a short attention span. So I do like magazines. If I'm going to read, I like a regular magazine that I hold in my hand with short articles or little snippets of this and that. If
Yeah.
the article is too long, I won't even read it. So I like the shorter, the better to keep going. And oftentimes I might have two or three magazines on my desk or table that I haven't read, and I'll just go have a cigar and read through the magazines to catch up on it. But that's what I like to do. And I often will do that on a Sunday when I'm watering the lawn. You know, I'll sit in my chair, have the sprinklers going, have a cigar. That's a pretty nice time for me.
You know, it's interesting. You just said water the lawn. I ride motorcycles with a club that are with veterans, first responders, cops, and they're originally they supported a guy inside of 9/11. It's called Fourth Watch for those that want to look it up. Fourth Watch Motorcycle Club is not a one percenter club. It's just a bunch of guys that get together. And one of our guys out of Tampa was just posting recently about how he's literally watering his lawn, holding a Fuente 858 in his hand, and he goes, "It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. It's like December, and it's just perfect in Florida." And he's like, "But nothing gets better than holding an 858. This is one of my favorites." And the dude's probably, I'm guessing, 60 years old. And he, there was just something about that post that stuck with me. It was like, that guy's living, dude. That guy's living. I
That's
like
what
that.
I feel like that's what cigars are about. It forces you to hang out for a little bit, hour and a half, partake in a cigar, do something unusual, maybe unplug some. That's a perfect setting for a cigar.
And by the way, though, the underlying, I guess the theme for these guys obviously are motorcycles, but the second theme, cigars.
Great. Yeah, they fit. It might be hard to have a cigar while you're writing, but
That's not true.
the
All of my
image looks
bikes,
good.
all of my bikes have a cigar holder.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. Now they burn much quicker with the wind. I'll give
That's
you.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's an interesting play, man. I mean, there's a lot of people in my life that were like, cigars, really? And I'm like, look, this is a little bit more on brand for me than I've ever been in my life. Like, sit down, relax, socialize, and not talk about the things that would be superficial. That's money to me.
Yeah. Take it easy. Have a nice conversation with your friends. That's an ideal cigar for me. I don't care about the brand at that point. What do we do? We
No.
hanging out? Awesome. Let's do that.
Yeah, if you ever guys, if you're in the Fort Worth area and you can ask me or Drew, especially in comments, if you want to come to one of our events, we usually try to meet up once a month with a group of people in a garage. This happens to be called Short Rib Garage. Short Rib's my road name for the motorcycle club. Actually, you know what? I got this big stack of stickers for everybody. So there it is. That's a plug for Short Rib Garage. But if you guys are ever in the Fort Worth area, hit us up. I'll tell you when the next event is. Mine's actually this Friday. I know you're going to be out of town, but I highly recommend either doing it yourself or joining us.
Yeah. I do one every quarter that's open to the public where my company has pledged they will buy the cigars for anybody that shows up. My company. I'm a regular W-2 person at a big company. And they're like, hey, this sounds cool. we will support it and sponsor. Awesome. So yeah, you want to come hang out with me? Cigars on me.
That's so cool, man. I love that. What a cool business too. Um, there's more to life than work, though, right?
There should be a lot more to life than work.
Mm, good call, brother. Um, well, I think this is a good one. This was one that I resonated with a lot more. I think we're going to get better at this. For those that get a chance, can you please uh, hit the little bell and subscribe, and maybe put a comment in for Drew and I to tell Drew how beautiful he is in his intermittent fasting, and and how good of a commentator I am. Uh, but I sincerely want to do this for you guys. This is one of those go giver moments, not expecting anything in response, but we felt it strong enough to share what we're doing, um, to maybe get a message out that's more than what we're hearing from most. You with me?
All the way.
All right, man. Well, Drew, until next week, by the way, these are weekly. Until next week, smoke in good company. Enjoy your life. Sit down, relax, take a moment for yourself. Drew, thank you for taking a moment with me.
Thanks, Eric. See you next time.
Later, brother.